I've never been one for scandals or drama, but sometimes life throws you into situations where staying silent just isn't an option. My name is Stephanie, and I want to tell you how my own sister Kate heartlessly destroyed my personal life. Kate and I are sisters, but we're so different that sometimes it felt like we were from completely separate worlds. She's bold, confident, always the center of attention. I, on the other hand, have always been more quiet and reserved, choosing a small circle of close friends over big, loud crowds. From a young age, she got used to getting whatever she wanted. If I had a favorite toy, she would take it. If my parents praised me for something, she would do whatever it took to get their attention too. My mom would always say, "Steph, you're the older one. Just let her have it." My dad would just laugh whenever Kate tricked or manipulated me, calling it kids being kids. As teenagers, things only got worse. When I first fell for a guy named Michael, Kate immediately started flirting with him. She didn't actually want him, she just liked the attention. This became a pattern. If I liked something, Kate wanted to take it. For a long time, I ignored her behavior, convincing myself that it was just her personality. Going to college felt like my escape. For the first time, I had freedom, new people, a chance to just be myself without Kate constantly hovering over me. She stayed home while I threw myself into college life. I focused on my studies, made real friends, and, for the first time, fell in love with Josh. We met in one of my classes and hit it off instantly. He was kind, supportive, and, most importantly, he made me feel safe. I thought this chapter of my life would be free from Kate's influence. But 2 years later, she enrolled in the same college. From day one, she started inserting herself into my life. She quickly made friends in my social circle, always finding excuses to be around. At first, I didn't think much of it, until she started showing interest in Josh. Josh and I had been together for almost 2 years. It was the best relationship I'd ever had. He was thoughtful, caring. He'd always ask how my day was and support me no matter what. We talked about the future, moving to a new city together, even hinted at marriage. When I introduced Kate to Josh, she didn't seem particularly interested, or so I thought. But little by little, she started showing up more and more. She had a way of charming people when she wanted to. At first, it was just random run-ins, and then suddenly, she was always there, right when Josh and I had plans. It became a regular thing, and instead of being annoyed, Josh actually seemed interested in her company. One evening, when Josh was over for dinner, Kate acted like she was his girlfriend. She stood too close to him, laughed at every joke, even the dumb ones, and kept touching his arm all night. I saw how he got a little flustered but didn't push her away. I tried to ignore it, but deep down, something inside me felt off. It was all happening gradually, in tiny moments that started adding up. She started constantly inserting herself into our meetings. Whenever I told Josh that we could spend the evening together, Kate always found a way to accidentally be nearby. "Oh, I was just planning to go to this restaurant. Let's go together." "Oh, you want to watch this movie? Cool. I have no plans. I'll join you." It started to annoy me, but Josh saw nothing wrong with it. "Steph, she's just being friendly," he would say. She made me look boring. Kate always joked that I was too serious. Once, we went on a picnic together, and Josh mentioned that I wasn't a fan of extreme activities. "Oh, Stephanie is afraid of heights," Kate laughed. "Maybe that's why she's so calm. She always chooses the safe option." Josh laughed, but I noticed that he was thinking about it. She subtly made it seem like I wasn't as fun as she was. Then she started playing the victim. One day, she sent me a message. "Josh is so sweet. He supported me when I was feeling terrible. It's so nice that you have such a great guy." I didn't think much of it at first, but later I found out that she was actively seeking him out, accidentally sharing her problems with him and pretending she needed his help. I decided to confront her directly. I invited her for coffee, hoping to set things straight. "Kate, what are you doing? Why are you always around Josh?" She just shrugged. He's an interesting person to talk to. Are you jealous? She looked at me and took my hand. Steph, I know there's been a lot of misunderstanding between us, but I don't want to hurt you. Maybe you think I'm trying to take something from you, but I'm not. I'm just part of your circle. Her voice sounded so sincere that for the first time I doubted my suspicions. Maybe I really was overreacting. I tried to calm down, to let go of the situation and not take all the little details and hints too seriously. But then came the breaking point. Everything changed dramatically when I left on a business trip for a few days. If not my sister, then at the very least, I trusted Josh. He always assured me that I was the only one for him, and I had never had any reason to doubt it. In the first days after my return, I didn't notice anything different. I just thought he had things on his mind. But then it became obvious. He had grown distant. He became cold, his replies to my messages were short, and our meetings dwindled to just a few minutes in between his plans. I couldn't stand the tension and asked him directly, "What's going on?" "You've changed, and I don't understand why." Josh looked away, as if he didn't want to meet my eyes. "I need to think about our relationship," he finally said after a long pause. His voice was quiet, almost indifferent. If it had just been an argument, I would have felt anger or frustration in him, but this was different. Detachment, as if I no longer held an important place in his life. I couldn't understand what was happening, until one day I accidentally saw them together. They were sitting in a cafe by the window, laughing. Her hand rested on his palm, fingers lightly playing with his, and he didn't pull away. I froze. The world around me seemed to slow down. The sounds became muffled. My heart pounded, and there was only one thought in my head. This can't be happening. I felt my skin grow cold, my fingers start to tremble. How could my sister do this? How could he? I didn't know whether to approach them or just leave, but my legs wouldn't move. I just stood there, watching as they continued their little game, completely unaware that I was right there. I felt sick. My stomach twisted into a tight knot. Nausea rose in my throat. Turning away, I walked off abruptly, trying not to burst into tears in the middle of the street. That very evening, I went to my parents. For the first time in years, I felt I desperately needed their support. I expected them to be on my side, to be just as outraged as I was, but that didn't happen. "Sweetheart," my mom sighed. "I understand that this hurts, but people fall in love, sometimes with the wrong person." I blinked, not believing what I was hearing. "Are you joking? So this is okay?" "No one is saying it's okay," my dad interjected. "But Kate is your sister. Maybe she has feelings too." Feelings? I felt anger rise inside me. "She knew I loved him. She knew we were together. But you broke up," my mom said quietly. "Broke up. She took him from me." My parents exchanged glances. I knew that look. The same one they always shared when Kate and I fought as kids. And after that look always came the same phrase, "You're sisters, don't fight." I stood up from the couch. "All right," I said, holding back tears. "I hear you." My mom reached out to me, but I stepped back. "No, it's fine. I didn't expect you to take sides. You always said there shouldn't be conflicts between us, right?" "Sweetheart." I shook my head. "It's okay, really. Thanks for at least trying to support me." I walked out of the house, closing the door behind me, and felt even worse than before. I hadn't just lost Josh, and now I had lost my parents' understanding too. I was completely alone. Josh and Kate started dating soon after that. I remember the day I saw them together at a local shopping mall. They were walking hand in hand, laughing as if I had never existed, as if the pain they caused me was nothing. Kate didn't even pretend to be uncomfortable. Josh, on the other hand, seemed a little uneasy, but he didn't take a single step toward me, not even to say hello. That was the first time I truly understood that pain isn't always physical. I couldn't breathe. My hands started shaking. I felt like I was suffocating. I just walked outside and kept going, not knowing where. That night, I cried until morning. And then there was emptiness. I started doubting myself. Why did he choose her? Why wasn't I good enough? Why does Kate always get whatever she wants, no matter how it affects others? I was angry at her. I was angry at him. But most of all, I was angry at myself for letting her do this. Maybe it was predictable, but Josh and Kate lasted less than 6 months. One day, I got a message from Josh. "Hey, I know I have no right to text you after everything, but I just wanted to say that I regret it. Can we talk?" But what truly surprised me was when months after their breakup, Kate suddenly called me. "Steph, let's forget all this nonsense. You're my sister." I didn't even know what to say. Forget? Forget how she destroyed my relationship without hesitation? Forget how my parents refused to support me? I had finally let go of the situation, but that didn't mean I forgave her. "I'm not playing this game anymore, Kate," I said, and hung up. Some people destroy everything they touch, and the only right choice is not to let them.